If you watch my last podcast, then you already know that something is seriously wrong in Nigeria. Presidents of countries do not behave like this one unless the ground beneath them is shifting. Nobody behaves like Tinubu. Leaders do not take mysterious trips at moments of maximum pressure unless staying home has become dangerous. That is what I'm trying to bring out today. Today, I want to explain carefully and clearly why President Bola Tinubu cannot remain in Nigeria much longer under the current trajectory. His next trip may be for good. This is not a prediction by emotion. This is analysis by pattern. This is the Offiong Aqua Show. Issue 1, the flight pattern. Let's check the flight pattern. Power lives before people do. When leaders sense instability, which is what is happening in Nigeria right now, the first thing they secure is their exit options. I'm exploring this. I mentioned this the last time. Tinubu's recent movements are not random. They follow a pattern. We've seen this before. We've seen this in Africa. We've seen this in Eastern Europe. We've seen this in Latin America. In fact, we're about to see it with Maduro. Tinubu is the Nicolas Maduro of Nigeria. He's following the exact script of the Venezuelan president, who is in trouble. In my last podcast, I referenced a childhood song many Nigerians know, which reflects what Tinubu is doing, about a man who travels everywhere without a clear destination. Ajala travel all over the world. Ajala travel all over the world. Ajala travel, Ajala travel, Ajala travel. That is what Tinubu is doing. At some point, Nigerians must ask, is this leadership or is this Ajala diplomacy? When pressure becomes international, domestic power stops protecting you. It will stop protecting you. Issue 2. Washington has changed. Washington has changed its posture towards Nigeria. For decades, Washington tolerated dysfunction in Abuja. As long as Nigeria remained predictable, as long as Nigeria could be used, that era is over. The signals are subtle, but unmistakable. Visa pressures against Nigerians. More pressures are about to come out against the elites. Security language. Public contradictions no longer ignored. They no longer ignore the lies from Nigeria. When Washington stops explaining you away, your clock starts ticking. As Nigerians would say, Americans don't change, yo. This Trump now, wow. That is the word on the streets. Issue 3. Elite abandonment. This is the key here. The elites, they're jumping ship. They're jumping from the Titanic. Presidents do not fall alone. They fall when elites stop defending them. Have you noticed Nigerian elites? Suddenly they don't defend him now. And right now, Nigerian elites are quiet. Not because they agree, but because they are recalculating. Silence is not loyalty. Silence is preparation. Look at Godswill Akpabio, the Senate president there says, I don't want trouble with Trump. Oh. He's on tape. Crying like a child. Nigerian big men are very brave people, oh, brave enough to support you loudly until it becomes risky. That's when their bravery ends. After that, they suddenly discover the power of silence and prayer. When politicians stop defending you and start quoting scripture, it is time to check the exits. Tinubu, take note. Those men surround you. Issue number 4. The Sultan question revisited. We have to, because after my last podcast, the Sultan is still in hiding. Power institutions reveal themselves not by what they say, but by when they go silent. That radio silence in the Sokoto Emirate that oversees 12 caliphate states with Sharia in Nigeria we are not going to keep quiet. Religious authority, political authority, security authority, all of them are paused at the same moment. The same moment. That, ladies and gentlemen, is not coincidence. That is coordination through fear. I'm here to break it down for you. All and on a question we cannot answer in Nigeria is hanging in the Nigerian air right now. Where in the world is the Sultan of Sokoto? Why is he hiding? Why not face President Trump who hit your kingdom during Christmas holiday. He hit his neighborhood with Tomahawk missiles. Is the Sultan still in Nigeria? Some are wondering. Or has he joined that elite Nigerian big men tradition of strategic invisibility? And one must ask, if a man like the Sultan, who reportedly owns oil wells worth billions of dollars, allegedly awarded to him generously by past northern military governments, will those oil wells now be managed by remote control? Those oil wells? Or do they also go into hiding when they are own adults? I know there are no oil wells in Sokoto, so he can't control them from there. He has to come down to south to control them. Issue 5, why Tinubu staying in Nigeria is riskier than him leaving. When international pressure increases, domestic legitimacy weakens. He's losing legitimacy. Elite unity fractures, which is what I just finished mentioning. Staying becomes more dangerous than leaving. It is in his best interest not to come back. I know he's coming back, but it's in his best interest. History is unforgiving here. Leaders who ignore this moment rarely get to choose the ending. Mobutu could not choose his ending. I could give you a long list, but I'll spare you. Today is New Year's Day. Happy New Year. This is not about Tinubu's personality. It is not about it is about structural pressure. Power does not collapse suddenly. It leaks slowly like a sieve, and then all at once. If you are seeing strange movements in Nigeria, if you are seeing confusing signals, suddenly Arewa is quiet, and sudden silence from other powerful institutions that are extremely noisy, then you're watching the early stages of separation between a leader and his own country, between Tinubu and 230 million Nigerians. This story is not over. Happy New Year. This is the Offiong Aqua Show. This is your show. I am the lone voice for the voiceless. I am your independent voice. I'm independent. I cannot be bought. Telling fearless truths. I am Offiong Aqua. Be good to yourselves and to each other. Make we go.